Hi everyone, so my name's Sean. I'm the education manager here in Phorest. So I'll just be doing the introduction today and I'll be talking to you at the end of the webinar as well. So firstly, I'd like to thank you for joining the webinar today. We have people from all over the world attending, so it's great to have you all here. And our topic for today is don't be scared, be prepared. As I'm sure you've all been experiencing, there's growing concern over the last few weeks across the world and in our industry in relation to COVID-19. And today we want to bring some positivity and encouragement for you during this difficult time. So we'll be sharing some ideas and tips that you could implement to help drive some revenue into your salon and prepare for when business is back to normal. So throughout the webinar, I really want you to focus on what can we do rather than what can't we do. We still have lots to be grateful for, even in these trying times. Using your time productively, whatever your local situation is, open or closed, there's much you can do for your business. And there's 4 things that we're going to be covering in today's webinar. So communication with clients, of course, now more than ever, with quite a few of your clients are probably stuck at home in self-isolation. Great time to let them know that someone is thinking about them, to build those strong relationships that you already have with your client base. So we're going to discuss some tips there. Generating revenue. It might seem impossible, especially if your salon is closed at the moment, to keep generating revenue. There are many innovative ways that you can continue to bring money into your salon. Then being financially savvy. So managing your costs, of course, at the moment is very important. We'll go through some ways to help alleviate some of those worries and hopefully bring down the anxiety. And finding your salon team. There's no better time to upskill your staff, increase their knowledge. You know, it's so busy day in, day out. There's often things that you keep putting off. Now, a great time to upskill your team, get them ready when things get back to normal. There are 2 things I want you to keep in mind before I hand you over to Helen. Firstly, despite all the advice we give, please do check with your local government body for guidelines on what they recommend at the current time. These do vary greatly from region to region, so please do check with your local health authority. And secondly, don't forget that no matter how bad things might seem at the moment, it will come to an end. And now it's time to prepare yourself, your team, and your business for things to return to normal. So on saying that, I'm going to hand you over to the wonderful Helen.
Thanks, Sean. So just to start off, these are the 4 points that we're going to cover in today's webinar. So I guess for all of yourselves, you know, growing concerns have kind of been approaching over the couple of weeks, and probably one more so higher priority over the last few days in our industry relating to the COVID-19 crisis. And like Sean has said, it's really hard not to look at this time solely as a negative. So today I really want to share positivity and encouragement for you during this time. I'm going to take you through a lot of ideas, a lot of tips and advice that we can share that you can implement in, I guess, driving some revenue into your salons over the coming weeks, how to support yourselves and your teams, and just kind of how to do kind of alternative things that you may have not had the time to do. So something I really want to share, you know, us in Phorest, we're all working remotely kind of across the globe, but just to be really kind of, I suppose, words of wisdoms, but teamwork is a really, really critical point at this time. So for owners, managers, therapists, stylists, anybody listening, you know, teamwork is really vital at this moment in time. So really do rally together, lean on each other, make decisions together as a team. As Sean said, it will come to an end, and you want to kind of have positive vibes together to really get you there. Client communication, this is probably the biggest thing that each of your businesses will need to consider. Communication between everybody at this point is incredibly important. So the first thing I would probably suggest and advise you to do is communication for COVID-19 on your first point is on social media. Acknowledging that, you know, you as the salon, you're aware and you're acknowledging the global situation towards your clients. You understand what's going on with the situation, but you want to inform them what's going on in your salons. Any additional information that you want to include with them, and some of that additional information is going to be some of the ideas that I do share with you. Other ways that you could communicate with your clients, if you haven't thought of this already, but you could, with postal services possibly still operating in your region, now's a great opportunity to maybe mail out some thank you notes to your customers. So thank them for being a great client, thank them for their business in the past, in the present, and in the future. You appreciate their loyalty in the good times, and you even more appreciate their loyalty in the bad times. Empathize with your clients, that you understand their concern and that you will be waiting there for them when they return into the salon. Our marketing team here in Phorest have been working on different templates to support your salon. They are available in your Phorest system, and in which I'm going to show you where they are now. But also, communication with your clients is also going to be equally as important over the next coming weeks. So stay active on your social media. It's a great time to show that you are concerned, but you're there as a support to your clients, the same way that Phorest feel like we're a support to yourselves. Try something different. Maybe now is an opportune time to try out that IGTV, set up a YouTube page, and Facebook Lives for videos. So there's lots of different things I'm going to share with you that you could do online. But as I said, the first point of call will be that social media post, and the second point of call is informing your clients of what's going on in your salon, and any additional information that you might want to share with them. So the first thing, I'm going to take you into the Phorest system. And if you haven't already seen this, you may see a purple pop-up that will guide you towards these marketing templates that you can communicate any updates of COVID-19 with your customers. When you go in to view your campaigns, and if I come down to start a new campaign, now I'm going to focus on email just because I want to kind of share quite a lot of information to my salon customers, and email is a great way to include as much information as you possibly can. So here you'll see that we've added in the COVID-19 templates. So as I go in to select them, let me just go back a step. Pending, it comes down to an individual business basis. Depending on what you're communicating to your clients, there is 6 templates in here that you can work with. When you and your team have made a decision, in some regions businesses are closing, in other regions some businesses are still open and operating pending your government advice. So there is different ones that you can choose from. So if it is that you are closing temporarily for a period of time, select that template and have a read of the template. What I would encourage you to do is read this through and make sure it's the voice of your business. So as you go to use the template, if there's any edits, changes, additions that you do need to make sure it's your brand, your voice. Once you're kind of happy, if there's any text that you need to edit, go ahead and do so. If there's any additional sections that you want to add, when you select add a new section, you will get a sidebar pop out. And that sidebar will allow you to kind of put things in different ratios. So if you want a blank text or you want a blank image, maybe you want 2 pieces of text side by side, or you want an image and a text side by side. So it's up to you as to what kind of layout that you want, or what piece of information that you may want to include. Once you do add a panel or some of the panels that are already in here, you can use this little hover to move the panels up and down. So that's a great way to kind of lay out the email as what you see best. For now, I'm going to save and close this email template. And then I'm going to move in to send it out to all my customers. So when I click next, I would always recommend at the moment, because you want to get that message out to everybody that's on your client list, you don't want to be adding filters to restrict anybody from getting this information. So for now, we're going to send it to all clients. If there is anybody that you particularly have spoken to over the next while, you could remove them from this list, but just to over communicate at this time is really key. So it probably is worthwhile still having them on the list so that they do have a written copy of the information too. And lastly, when we go to next, so there may be customers in your salon that you don't have email addresses for. This is the fallback SMS feature. At this point, to communicate this out to all of your customers, you may want to consider having this on. It will tell you how many of your customers that you don't have an email address for, and what this facility is going to do is going to send a short SMS to them with a link. Phorest takes your email and hosts it on a microsite and shares that link with your customer through a text message. Any customers that you have their email address for will get the regular email, and then any clients that you don't have their email address for, they will get your text, allowing you to maximize your reach to all your client list and give everybody the same message. Firstly, this may be something that's obviously quite pertinent, it's quite time sensitive, so you may not want to schedule it, but depending on your decisions over the next couple of days in the regions that you're in, you may want to line up a couple of different templates and then change them as decisions are kind of finalized. So for now, I'm not going to schedule my campaign, but I am going to send my campaign straight out to customers. Something I did mention as well, also to update your salon voicemails. Obviously, if clients are trying to contact your business, having a really clear description of your voicemail as to what's going on, sending out those email templates, and just other new platforms that you may not have used before. So doing a Facebook Live with your customers, doing an Instagram story, doing an IGTV, just to make sure that whatever message that you have yourself and your team, you're really clearly communicating that out to customers so they know what is going on with upcoming appointments, they know what's going on for the day that you might return to normal business, or maybe even a date that you might review this for future. Now that you know how to communicate to your salon customers, let's start going through a few key tips in which you can start to implement to get some revenue during this time. It is an extremely difficult time, and I'm sure there's salons listening that have made that decision to close and not continue to do services with customers. But that doesn't mean that you can't still do other ideas and things with your customers that can generate revenue. So firstly, retail. You can sell products over the phone and you can sell products online. I've seen lots and lots of different salons doing really kind of creative and great ways to incorporate their salon team along with their customers and along with the products that they stock. So some salons are selling the products over their phone. You can start to do maybe a text and collect. So maybe if they over at the phone, you can text them a particular time and they can collect it. Or you could have, maybe if they're locally by, you could have their team drop it off to them. You can leave it on the doorstep, no human contact necessarily needs to be done. You could choose maybe some retail or 3 key products that you want to do an online demonstration. So as I said, Instagram stories, Instagram Live, IGTV, or Facebook Live are great ways to showcase some of the products that you have. Choose 3: skincare, hair care, and show your clients how that you can use those products at home. Put together them in a mini home care pack, sell them over the phone, and likewise either have them collected or delivered to the customers. Take that one step further. If they do buy that pack, you could give them maybe a 20-minute treatment to return in May. You've now engaged with your clients online, shown them how to use the product, sold them the product, and therefore then having them return later in the coming months. Also have a think about a home care. What treatments are your clients due to come into at the moment? Have a think about what treatments that your clients currently have and what follows on from that treatment wise. So do your customers that have gel polish, are they due in to have a removal? Clients that are normally coming in 8 weeks to have their hair color done with you, do they normally pop in between to have toners put in? Could you be compiling maybe a gel polish removal kit? Could you actually pre-mix your clients' toners and have them delivered or collected so that they can use it? These are great ways that clients may be able to still have some of their treatments in their home, but you're providing that service for them and you're still getting that small pieces of revenue coming into your salon at this time. I've mentioned online demos for, Facebook Live, IGTVs, but it is a great way just to take this as an opportunity with yourselves and your team to engage new platforms. You may potentially create some new clients, but it's a really good way to show that you're still providing that support for your existing clients. Gift cards. Gift cards and gift vouchers at this moment are going to be key. Because as we've mentioned, there will be a time that this will get better. Your clients will return to your salon and they're going to want to be coming in to get their treatments. So online gift cards. For the salons that are listening from North America, any salons that are using the Phorest Pay device, you can sell gift cards online. So I'm going to show you that when I go to Manager and when I go to Settings, in your online section, you will have a tab for gift card sales. So this is your gift card sales URL. You can copy this. This would be a prime opportunity if you are doing social media posts or you are doing any email communication to include that URL into that form of contact. You're encouraging your customers to support locally and buy that gift card online for future use. There is still loads of upcoming events. There's a lot of things that are going to be coming over the next couple of weeks that your clients are going to want to be buying gift cards. For any of the salons listening in the EU, as mentioned earlier, you can take payments over the phone. I've worked in salons myself, and it is relatively easy to be able to take a payment over the phone. If you don't know how to do so, do reach out to your card provider. It's very kind of easy to do. You're manually putting in all the card details as opposed to entering the card in the device. If there's other platforms that you want to seek out that you can take those payments online through your website, PayPal is a really, really good platform to use. It's secure. You as the salon, you can create an account. Your customers don't need an account. All you need is their email address and you can request payment to be sent to them. They just pop in their card details. And you then can sell your gift cards through the purchase screen as normal and probably post them out to your customers. Mother's Day is approaching, Easter time, summertime, birthdays and anniversaries. None of these are going to stop. So your salon could do like that gift vouchers for these particular things, product packs, but these are things that people will be searching for and it's a perfect gift. So for you in your salons, you can bring that joy into people's life. Your salon can be that first thought and the gift card is a perfect token now for your salon to get that revenue, but for your customers to be getting that pick-me-up that they need at this time. And it's really giving them something that they could possibly look forward to. Now that you have some of those great ideas that you could introduce, there are some things that you want to consider about appointments and services at this time. So while it's really important to be empathetic to clients that wish to cancel their appointment, and obviously if your salon is closing, it's really unfortunate and we do empathize with the situation that you're in. It can be frustrating, but it is really key to remember you will need to be setting yourself up for the months to come. So any clients that do wish to cancel, potentially offering them a reschedule date to sometime in the future. You don't want to miss out on clients and have them at risk of not returning to the salon. So when cancelling the appointment, use COVID-19 as the reason. Then in weeks to come, you can generate your cancellation report and you'll see all the people that cancelled through COVID-19. It'll be a prime opportunity for your team to reach back out to those clients over the next coming weeks and get them rescheduled back in as a priority. We've had many salons reaching out to us here in Phorest, and you're probably all thinking this too, that you need to switch off your online booking facility. But don't forget, those clients will come back to you, and you don't want to deter them or block clients from seeing potential booking time in the future. It's also a really great positivity for you as an owner, a manager, or general salon team member to see those positive bookings coming in the future. We have to stay positive during this time. So also on that, I'm going to take you through how to edit your business opening hours if you are deciding to close over the next couple of weeks. It will mean that your clients cannot book in during that time, but once that time comes to an end, they can book for the future. So in your business section, you have your branch schedule, and these are your regular branch business opening hours. Now, we don't want to change them at all. So this is the quickest way that you can, I suppose, temporarily act on your online bookings and not to be booking in over the next couple of weeks, but then bookings can come in from then onwards. So down here, we have an add button, and these are what's called special days. So this, I want to be having it as a day off. So my business is going to be closed during this time. I'm going to put in custom. I'm going to call this COVID-19. Now, this is just for your own reference. Clients or anybody do not see this at all. And then when you've got that start date, you might pop that in and then you'll click save. So just depending on how many times that you possibly want to add that in, so you may be only closed for a week, you may have it up until a certain point and you're going to review it, or you may be closed for an indefinite period of time. But that is the easiest way that you can add a specific day to be closed, as opposed to completely turning off your online bookings or completely turning off your staff. We want to be thinking positive for when this dies down, and we want to have those bookings in our calendar in the future. So just to recap on some of the items that I've mentioned. So retail product packs, as I said, add those packs and put them together. Do some online demonstrations of how to use those packs, or sell the mini treatment home care kits. So gel polish removal, pre-mixed toners, lots of different things that you could have that a customer might need to keep the maintenance of their treatments going. Maybe if somebody can't get back in for their lash refill, you might have a removal kit that they could take their lashes off, give them a break. Online consultations. So this is something I forgot to mention, but online consultations, if you want to do maybe a skincare consultation or a hair care consultations, these are platforms that we would suggest. Zoom we use for our education and the webinar that you're listening to. Skype, Google Hangouts can be is just an addition to Google Calendar, and WhatsApp video, it's just a video call with your customers. But great ways to kind of introduce that you're still doing your consultations with customers, obviously without that human connection. Gift cards, online and phone payments. There, as I said, there's many upcoming events that are going to be happening, and it's really key that you want to be getting that revenue in now. You want to be getting your customers back in the future. But also don't forget, you don't want to have an abundance of clients coming in the future and absolutely no revenue. So that's why I would consider adding some special days that you're closed. The clients can still book online there in the future, and offer your clients that are ringing to cancel or be really key to reschedule those appointments. Use COVID-19 as your cancellation reason, and then you can reach back out to those clients then in the future. Anyone as well who doesn't have the facility maybe to sell products online, Shopify is a great way to a great platform. Lots of salons use it, lots of companies use it, but it's a great way to have your products actually shown online. Another company is Pointy. It's like a microsite that's plugged in, and you can showcase your products and you can take secure payments through them, and then you can have your products. You might waive the delivery fee or something like that to encourage people to buy. So the other things to be bearing in mind at this time is managing your costs. Obviously, depending if your salons have closed, you might not have as much revenue as you would have come in. So there's lots of different ways that you can kind of look at and review what costs do you actually currently have. So do you have subscriptions in the salon? Do you have a week in, week out cleaner that comes? Do you have magazine subscriptions? Are there groceries, milk that get delivered to your salon? Can you temporarily pause them to keep your costs at bay? Lots of insurance companies, landlords, banks, they're all offering support. So maybe that's giving a pause on your insurance payments. Maybe you can delay or defer your rent. Maybe your mortgage can be frozen for several amount of times, for months or several times. So lots of different ways that you can contact, and also government bodies as well. Do check, there are grants, rebates, allowances that they can help you with. So do check in your in the region that you're listening from, local online. So that leads me into the marketing info. So we have put a dedicated section on our website to coronavirus best practice information that we can share with you and support and resources that you may need. So I will be sharing this link with you after our webinar. This is the URL if anybody wants to write that down, but as I said, I will be sharing this with you. There's downloadable files on this website, so lots of resources. Some of them are obviously already in your Phorest system, but different things that you might be able to use online. You might be able to use them in your salon if you do happen to still be open. Go through the emails, as I said, make your decision of what you and your team are doing. Use those emails to inform your clients and schedule your emails to go up pending on any advice or last minute changes. You have that all ready to go. So you're not doing anything at the last minute. Social media, obviously, as I said, stay online, stay connected with your clients, and stay informed. There are apps and plugins that you can get for your Instagram. So if you did want to do a lot of marketing collateral now's an opportunity to do a planner for the rest of the year. What are you going to be marketing to customers in 2 or 3 months' time? Or what times of the day might you be putting up your posts at? So there's lots of different things that you can do to plan out your marketing, but there's apps that you can download and plug in with your Instagram and your Facebook that will schedule posts to go from you. So if you and your team are focusing on other things, your marketing and your social media is still being consistently updated. For anyone who isn't aware, every salon has a Phorest dedicated business advisor. The Grow Team's role is to support you, your salon business and marketing needs. So they're there and they're there to support you. So I'll share their contact information if you do want to reach out to your business advisor, have a talk about what you can do right now, but what can you do then in the future. And lastly, your salon team. So you're no doubt possibly going to have additional time in your salon, and I'm going to share lots of different things that you could be doing right now. So the first thing is I'd like to all draw your attention to Phorest Academy. Phorest Academy is a one-stop education shop. It's a learning portal that you now have through your Phorest system. So on your manager screen, you may or may not have been familiar with up until now this training button. So any of the salons that are using 4-digit pins, Phorest Academy is already set up for you and your team. In here with Phorest Academy, team, your owner, your manager can access the academy and access their account. There's micro bite-sized courses that have videos, they have pieces of text, interactions on all different areas of the system. So when you click into Phorest Academy, when your 4-digit PIN number is already entered in, the system will recognize who you are. When they come in on the landing page, as I said, there's micro-sized courses on all areas of the system. So now is the prime opportunity to learn about things that maybe you didn't know how to do, new things that you want, features that you haven't kind of looked into, or maybe just brushing up on old skills that you think that you've maybe mastered. When you select on a particular course, it will give you kind of an estimate of how long that will be, and you just continue that course. I'll also be sharing with you a 2 links. As I mentioned, I will have the link to the webpage, but I will also be sharing this link, which is Phorest Academy FAQs. So with getting into Phorest Academy, you can access it via your direct Phorest system, but you can also access it on an iPad or a tablet through a mobile app. So I will share this with you afterwards, but as I said, it's a great way now to use your time to be that Phorest expert. Other things that you could be doing as well with your team is reaching out to your suppliers. If you are going to be reaching out to your suppliers, maybe about the cost that you have, if you have to have a certain spend throughout the month, now's a prime opportunity to reach out to them. Do they have any resources for you to upskill in the products that you're currently using? Is there new formulations? Is there new ingredients that you might need to know? Is there new techniques that you could be practicing in the salon or together as a team on yourself, not on each individual staff member, but just new ways that you could actually introduce in a couple of weeks' time with your clients? Research new treatments. There's loads of available information online. So you could be thinking about what new treatments are you going to bring in 2020. Customer service protocols. Have exactly what your client's journey is going to be. So what communication do your clients get when they come to your salon? What customer service do you offer when they're in the salon? And just have protocols in place of what to do for good customer service and also how to act on bad customer service. Give your salon a facelift. Get the paintbrushes out, give that treatment room a lick of paint, and get it kind of ready for your grand reopening when this does die down. Other ways that you can do obviously is, Facebook groups are great. Let's Grow is the Phorest Facebook group. Do come along and post. We're all in the same situation. It's good to be positive and supportive together. But now's an opportunity that you could create a Facebook group for your salon and your own customers. And lastly, sharing good news. There's lots on social media about everything that's going on globally, and it's really, really hard to think about what you may talk about apart from this. But something that one of our teams, the Grow team, do in Phorest is usually once a week they have what's called Good News Friday. So maybe you and your team can also get together maybe once a week. It could be a couple of times a week. You could also do this online with your customers, but sharing a piece of good news, because it's really nice to think of all the other things that we have going on on our lives that are kind of being maybe overshadowed by the coronavirus situation. So please remember, we are here to support you during this time. This is the contact information if you wish to speak to your business advisor. You'll have my email after the webinar, and you can also contact our education team, which is training@phorest.com. But before I do wrap up our content for today, I just want to check in just to see, do we have any questions that anyone has asked that we might answer online? Okay, so some questions that are coming in. So we have a question there about the fallback SMS. So the how the fallback SMS works is you'll have a collation of emails for your clients on your Phorest system. That email, as I said, it's taken and that link is hosted as a microsite. So then how it works is if you don't have a client email address, you don't want to hinder and not be able to contact them. So that text is a really, really valuable point. So whatever communication that you're putting in the email, you're not isolating anybody by not having their email address and you're not sharing that contact. So the text is then sent to your customers and it will be kind of charged at whatever your salon rate may be. And then it's just ensuring that the clients that you don't have their email addresses that are still getting that same information. If you are conscious as well, I would put the very same content in what you're putting into your emails also onto your social media. So it's really key things to include on your posts or in your emails is you are acknowledging the situation. You are acknowledging that potentially clients may not want to come to your salon if you are staying open, and customers that may obviously be contacting you to reschedule, or you might be contacting them to cancel or reschedule if you decide to close. And also you want to be informing them of things that you're doing, so suggestions that I've shared with you, selling gift cards online, selling products online, home care maintenance kits online, that you're offering maybe delivery, or you're offering that a collection facility if they want to travel to you. Obviously, think about using this time to do that marketing and have those communications kind of lined up. But you want to have a really, really clear message from you and your team to your customers and giving them as much information as possible. Whether you decide to do, I don't know, different posts on different media platforms, if you do a text campaign to your customers, maybe that they're due in tomorrow and you've made a last decision to close. So that's going to reach them really, really quickly. If you've a lot of information, I would suggest using the email facility if there's lots of things that you have to share. And just as well, don't forget to update your salon voicemails, because you don't want anybody calling in to reschedule and them not to be aware that you're not open. So advise them on everything that all the steps that you're taking and all the precautions that you're taking too. Okay, so that is everything from me. Thank you all so much for listening. I hope you've had some really, really key takeaways. As I said, it's really hard to obviously think of everything as a really negative. I'm hoping that you take away some positive, some new ideas, new things that you and your team can do. Do stay informed. Do check up on as we've mentioned, there's lots of people listening from around the world. Do check up on the advice that's given by your local authorities, your governments, your healthcare. Stay positive. It's we're all in this together. Stay positive, stay engaged with your clients. Yourselves, owners, managers, and your team rally together. You need each other now more than ever. And don't forget that Phorest is also here for you as well. If you do need any other resources and information, just the last thing I'm going to share before I hand you back over to Sean is we do have some other upcoming webinars. So we did get a lot of questions from our webinar on Monday about things that you can do with your team. And we do have a HR webinar running this coming Monday at 10 a.m. GMT. Do sign up for it. You will get obviously a spot on the webinar. It will be recorded and it will be sent to you afterwards as well. But this is also a great one to hear from a HR specialist. I'll be following up with a video of today's webinar and some resources links, but that is it for me. And I will hand you back over to Sean.
Yeah, hi everyone, Sean again, as I was saying. Thank you very much for attending today's webinar. I hope you found some useful things in here. There's a mountain of information on our website that our marketing team has poured effort into to give you things to use, as well as what Helen was saying about the templates available within Phorest. There's so many different things you can try, and we've got some final tips up here. And again, we'll share these as well afterwards, so everyone will get the recording of today's webinar as well as everything that we've covered in here. And of course, if you have any questions or you feel we didn't cover something, don't hesitate to get in contact with us. And there's one final thing I'd like to leave you with, which is a quote that I quite enjoy about difficulties. It's what is the difference between an obstacle and an opportunity? Our attitude towards it. Because every opportunity has a difficulty, and every difficulty has an opportunity. So with that, I'll let you go and enjoy the rest of your days, and best of luck with everything. Thank you very much, everyone.